24 people die on North Carolina roadways each and every week.
That is 24 men, women, and children who will never go home to their families.
To help keep you from becoming part of that statistic, 2 Wants to Know's Ben Briscoe is mapping out the triad's deadliest roads.
Oh my God, are they going to try to push the car off of him? Oh my God.
County 911, what is the address of your emergency?
This 911 call is a snapshot of a problem that's easy to see, but hard to handle.
He was my firstborn. I'm just gonna miss him.
Every year in North Carolina,
I'm quick, she's got a baby in the car.
more than 1,200 people die in wrecks on our roads. Using a law enforcement database collected by the federal government, 2 Wants to Know confirmed crashes cluster around certain spots. Like here, at 40 in Mount Hope Church Road near Greensboro city limits, where there were 7 deadly crashes within 4 years, from 2013 through 2016, the most recent information available. More wrecks than any other place in the area.
To find this most deadly spot on the road, 2 Wants to Know took an overview of federal crash reports, mapping every fatal car wreck within 4 years across the triad.
Then we put the map on WFMYnews2.com, where you can get your hands on the information and zoom in to streets near you. Lots of places had a couple of crashes, but we found 3 dangerous spots, each with 5 crashes. Those are US Highway 64 in Lexington around Grimes Park, going around the curve of North Van Buren Road in Eden, and near where Patterson Street takes you onto I-40 in Greensboro.
Law enforcement says those spots are probably the most dangerous because they have higher speed limits and more lanes of traffic than the average road. But they add that even more important than the streets is your seat and what's happening there.
Drivers not buckling up was the reason for 50% of traffic deaths, according to Master Trooper Brandon Baker. 50%. That's more than alcohol-related crashes, and 5 times the amount of deadly distracted driving wrecks. That's why he urges you to buckle up every time.
So just a few simple seconds can make a huge difference, because no one ever knows when an accident's going to happen. It's just going to happen, and hopefully they're prepared by making sure they're buckled up.
Law enforcement says 90% of people in North Carolina buckle up in the front seat. But the numbers aren't nearly as high here in the back seat. If you've ever ridden in the back unbuckled even once, you need to see this dramatic video 2 Wants to Know got a hold of, because it will change your mind. That's next on WFMY News 2 at 11.
If you see a driver swerving on the road like that, you know it's probably one of 2 things.
Right, they've either been drinking or they're texting, and both are illegal in our state.
And it probably makes you worried, and if you're like me, it probably makes you mad.
Yeah, but 2 Wants to Know's Ben Briscoe found another traffic law you might have broken too, and he has a good reason you should stop doing it.
Hold up. Before we show you the end of this dash cam video, know the family is okay, but, well, watch for yourself. One out of 4 surveyed by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety said they don't always bother to buckle up in the back seat, especially if it's a shorter trip in a Lyft, Uber, or taxi.
When we asked people why they were less likely to buckle up, a quarter of the respondents told us that it's safer in the back seat, so they don't need to buckle up.
Think again. Here's a side-by-side comparison. Watch as the woman in the seatbelt is just fine. The other flies across the cab and slams into the window. Federal crash statistics show passengers in the rear are 3 times more likely to die if they aren't wearing a seatbelt.
Even if you're in the back seat, the laws of physics are not suspended. You still need to buckle up in order to get the best protection in a crash.
And if you're up front, you better be making sure people in the back wear their seatbelts, because they could put you in serious danger. Crash test video shows an unbuckled dummy flying into the front seat, crushing the driver into the steering wheel. Compare that to when both dummies are strapped in.
As more and more people are using ride-hailing services and those people are not buckling up at the same rate, we could see more people getting injured and killed in the back seat.
Unless what you've seen here clicks with you and you buckle up from now on. Ben Briscoe, 2 Wants to Know.